Hello friends, welcome to the Cold War Prepper. My name is Lee, and I sure do hope this time I can get through this without crying. But anyhow, what I'd like to do is a little bit of a civics class. I don't think we teach this that much anymore, and to a lot of us, those of us who have served, it's very important. We're coming up on a weekend called Memorial Day weekend, and it's always the last Monday in the month of May. And most people don't really understand the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, which are two holidays honoring those who have served. So I just want to kind of help you along with that and help you to understand the difference among all the different holidays that we have honoring and celebrating our military. So probably the one that you pay the least attention to, it shows up on the calendar every once in a while, but most people really don't recognize it or see it. And that's the Saturday before Memorial Day. So this was last Saturday. And that's Armed Forces Day, and all of our posts, forts, bases, arsenals, and armories open their doors and invite in the civilian population. You get a chance to look at the equipment, get tours, and ask the soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and coasties about what they do and how they do it. And within security standards, they can pretty much tell you what they do and how they do it. When I was at Fort Riley back in the mid-'70s, we had a Turkey 23, which is an intercept and direction finding truck that we set up, and we'd show people how we did direction finding and radio intercept and everything else. And then we had a Turkey 17 and a Glick 3, and we could show them how we jammed signals. And so, it was a pretty good experience, and people learned a lot about it. So that's the weekend before this weekend. That's the next to the last weekend in May. Then the next holiday is moving up, is going to be Veterans Day. Now, Veterans Day originally was a different name. It was called Armistice Day, and that's because World War I, the armistice, the peace agreement, went into effect at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So if you just remember 11/11, then you've got Veterans Day memorized. So Veterans Day is the day that we remember all those people who came back from a war. Those who survived and came back, or anybody who has served at any point in their life and then returned back to civilian life. So those are the people we honor on Happy Veterans Day. So please, yeah, sure, feel free to walk up and say Happy Veterans Day, thank you for your service and everything else. That's an appropriate time to do that on November 11th. Now we come to the really important one, in my opinion, and that's where we honor those who gave everything they had in the service of their country, and that is they died in service of their country and did not come back. So I think it was all created initially, in my personal opinion, and I get emotional with this, so forgive me, by Abraham Lincoln. And this is November 19th, 1863, on a train between Washington, D.C. and Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. That was the largest battle of the Civil War, the greatest number of casualties. They're taking a portion of that battlefield, and they're going to inter those who gave their lives. So this is what Abraham Lincoln had to say about that. 77 years ago, our forefathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we're engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war, and we have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add and detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus so far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, and that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom And that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. So, we take this very seriously. If I don't know now, but up until the time I retired, on Memorial Day, if you went into a dining facility for the Air Force, a mess hall for the Army, a galley for the Marines and the Navy, which is where we eat, you would see on Memorial Day there would be one table all by itself with a white linen cloth, and it would be set with full china, silverware, wine glass, a rose, and up until the time that people said that we were somehow or other creating a religion, there would be a Bible placed in the plate, but people thought that the only way that I guess the agnostics, the atheists, I don't know who they are, but they decided that we were establishing a religion by having a Bible on a plate and remembering those who fell, who gave their lives for us. So I think nowadays there is no Bible on the plate. That was determined to be creating a religion, and so we don't do that anymore. But there's always one seat set aside for the fallen comrade, and on that day we remember them. So if you would, just do me one small favor, and that is this Memorial Day, take a second or two out of your time and just remember that there are people who fought and gave it all and didn't come back. And those are the people that we honor on Memorial Day. I'm not worthy to be thanked on Memorial Day. There are so many others who we need to think of who did not come back. And you know, I've got a couple, my high school class, from high school, we had so many people who were drafted and so many people who were killed in Vietnam. And so it becomes very emotional for us. And you know, we had 38 guys in my senior class die in Vietnam. So, to us, it's something very special. So Memorial Day for those who gave it all. Veterans Day for those of us who are still here. So thank you for putting up with my little emotional tantrum. But if you can just help me remember those three holidays, Armed Forces Day, the Saturday before Memorial Day. Memorial Day is the last Monday in May, and then Veterans Day is the 11th day of the 11th month. So I wish you all a very happy and safe weekend. I wish you a very happy, safe life. And I hope that none of you ever have to sacrifice like those who have in the past. Remember, we're all in this together so we can come out the other side together. Take care. Bye-bye.